afternoon. My name is Scott Rutledge, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead.
观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看今天的直击美股，我是主持人张舒，在纽约向您问好。周二美股收高，我们看到今天市场提振的两个因素，主要是首先欧洲市场的一个大幅上涨，以及美国宏观经济方面数据的良好。首先让我们来看一下欧洲方面，欧洲今天市场普遍上扬的主要原因有三个，首先是欧元对美元的一个汇率下跌，其次是欧洲的经济数据利好，再者就是对于6月23号即将进行的一个英国退欧公投，目前的一个显示证明更少的人去支持英国退欧的这样的一个行为。另外一方面，让我们来看一下美国国内的经济数据。今天发布的4月份新屋销售量是上涨了16.6%，这是一个非常大的涨幅，也是创下了08年1月份来的最好的一个数字。但是总的来说，我们看一下现在市场的一个状况，可以发现，在过去的2年，市场几乎都是在2135点至1810点这样的一个区间不停的反复，也就是说，现在我们已经到了2077点、2080点的位置，而如果要再上往前走的话，会有一个巨大的一个阻力位在我们的前面。好的，更多的消息，让我们来看一下今天交易员的独家分析。Hi Scott, US stocks climbed 1% higher following the sharp gains in European stocks. And actually this market, it's been a quiet few months for stocks, and actually it's been a quiet few couple years because the SPX hasn't fallen below 1810 or risen above 2135 since February 2014, I think. So, which means we have big resistance ahead of us. So how do you think about this market right now?
Well, let's break it down a little bit further. I know we've been in a 2-year range, and this range has been a little frustrating for some, but there's been action. There's been things to do. And if you recall yesterday, we talked about everyone was so upset that we had that little narrow range bar yesterday, but that little narrow range bar helped lead us to, big gains today. Late last week, we had that reversal above the 200-day moving average. And then we closed well on Friday. So that inside day yesterday that everyone was complaining about was actually very healthy. And I put a chart on Twitter. We talked about it in the morning call, about if we can get above 2060, maybe we get a bit of a short squeeze, and then it could open the door for a move back to highs. And if you look here at the chart, you will see this is what you were talking about, Annabelle. Here is that big resistance from the past 2 years. Okay, it's right there. This was where we failed this prior point of reference right around 2100. And then from failing here, all we did is pull back about 45 handles. But if you look from where we came from, like you said, 1810 all the way to here, not such a big pullback. We didn't all of a sudden fall apart. We held higher. And now for today, we just kind of poked our head above this descending channel, which in my opinion is kind of blowing out the right potential shoulder here. So if you were short, that's who got squeezed today. If you want to take a little bit of a closer look, which we broke it down more granularly, you had one spot to get long, which was right when it took back the moving averages, which was a little bit closer to this 2058. So this was your first spot. It went up. Well, tomorrow we'll see how it deals with this resistance, and then you have highs on year. But what I'd like to see is a little commitment tomorrow. We don't want to see a breakout failure like we saw on May 10th and 11th. So tomorrow, if we could just have another inside day and stocks perform well, I think that bodes well and could build a little confidence for higher prices, over the coming time towards the end of the week.
Well, TED and financials led advancers in SP 500, and especially financials continue to benefit from this expectation for Fed raising the rate, and we have very great new home sales.
Yes.
So how do you think about this sector?
I think that it's getting some confidence, right? They want to be hawkish, they want to raise rates. Well, you need a good economy. So good housing helps, or the building blocks of a strong economy with financials. So maybe having the housing sector up today and the financials strong could give a little bit of support to a move that's not just a fake out. Yesterday we talked about me being long JP Morgan. Why was I long JP Morgan? Best in breed financial. Okay, in my note we talked about, can the financials show commitment to this wide range bar over the past 3 sessions, and it did. And now it poked its nose over resistance. So JP Morgan looks good. Maybe Citigroup will follow suit, as it has room up to the 200-day, maybe Bank of America. And like you said with the housing stocks, the XHB, which is the sector for the housing stocks, had a really nice breakout today. You have a descending channel here. It broke above this, so that means it's back in the game for higher prices, which means the rally could be a little bit more broader, which means that maybe the S&P has a little bit better of a chance to continue versus fail.
Well, in our show, you repeated that we need tech sector to show some leadership, and today it did. And actually, for this sector, we have some good names and also bad names, and especially like Baba and Baidu. It's been a while since they performed this well, right?
Well, you're telling me. It's been frustrating. I mean, time I buy Baba at 80, it's come down. For the first time, it broke out above it, which is why I'm long it. So the old Red Dog would have said, oh, it got me last time, I can't buy it again. The new Red Dog likes to revisit things because stocks don't remember when it didn't work for me. So like you said, look at Baba. Baba finally had a clean breakout above this wedge type pattern. So you had to go back to it, and it closed well. So the good book says take it home long. It's now above all the moving averages. So if there was ever a time for continuation, it looks like Baba is in the game for that. You want to go to see if Baba has any friends? Well, Baidu. You know, Baba's up. Look at Baidu's chart. Baidu just went above this lower level and has some resistance above, but that's a nice day. And then if you want to talk about other tech, I think Facebook is interesting here. Okay, if you don't want to play it from momentum, it held this earnings gap again, turned up today. So now maybe if you didn't have any success in the higher end of the range, maybe you buy a little bit in the lower end of the range. The same thing with Amazon. And we'll see if we have commitment, and we'll try and connect the dots for you again tomorrow. Have a great night.
好的，感谢您的收看，我们明天再见。